Hey, hey, happy Moonyay, which is really Monday or Moonyay, but Monday's the day of the moon, so it's happy moon, yay. Jen Emery here. Thought I would jump on and have a little chat about head lice, and this has come about because I was just scrounging around in some boxes in my kitchen looking for a special tool to undo something, and came across some lice combs that I used so many years ago it's not funny, and I thought maybe I should share what worked for us when Miss H was in primary school, very long time ago now. I think it was from about grade 2, maybe halfway through grade 2, that lice became a problem for us. And because we'd had such a good run without it, it's not something that I was, regularly checking for or anything like that. We just thought we were lucky that the school had avoided it. So lice are not to be confused with fleas. So some people seem to do have a bit of confusion around there. But fleas can bite us, but they don't live on us and they don't rely on us for their life cycle. Whereas human head lice rely 100% on us for their life cycle. The life cycle is basically around 36 days all up. So from the hatching, from the egg to death is around 36 days. So the egg is laid, that's called a nit. Sometimes people use the same words for the the lice, the animal lice, and the egg. They will call the lice a nit, but technically the nit is the egg, the lice is the lice. So the egg is laid, it hatches 7 to 10 days later, into the first nymph stage. It will molt three times in the next 10 days, I think it was. Then within 6 to 7 days of that final molt, it is an adult that's able to reproduce. An adult female can lay eggs, 50 to 150 eggs in their lifetime. Their preferences are hair, human, exclusively. And they do not discriminate between clean hair and dirty hair, and they do not discriminate on your socio-economic status either. They just want human hair exclusively. Some people think that they spread from like jumping, but that again is being confused with fleas. Head lice climb from hair shaft to hair shaft. Some people imagine it being a bit like a Tarzan swing from jungle vine to jungle vine, but it would be just a climb across. So they rely on direct contact of the head or the hair with an infected individual's head or hair, or through shared items like brushes and hats, towels, things like that. But they can generally only survive around 24 hours off our head. So if you had some in a hat and the hat sat around for a couple of days, it's likely that any lice that had climbed into that hat will not survive. In regards to control, the best way to prevent outbreaks is to stop it before it starts, which means regular screening. I came across a recommendation that said just do this every 2 weeks, inspect your child's hair, but I would say do it every freaking week. They are difficult to see, but the eggs will always be laid at or near the base of the hair shaft. What they're looking for is that perfect incubation temperature and the perfect conditions, and that probably first centimetre or two of the hair shaft in there is their perfect, what they're looking for, the environment that they're looking for. In my experience, like I said, we'd gone 2.5 or nearly, a bit longer without any problems. So I wasn't regularly inspecting my daughter's hair because I didn't even think of it. And it wasn't until I thought, gee, she's scratching her head a lot at the moment. I wonder what's going on. That's when I realised what was going on. And so on closer inspection, sure enough, we had nits and we had lice. So back in the 1980s, I actually had I caught lice on a holiday camp, and that was it was just so embarrassing and that at the time. But one treatment with the KP24 or something like that, never had the problem again. But that was 30 years previously. So that was the first thing I thought of because it worked 30 years previously, and I tried that treatment. It didn't work. I tried pretty much every treatment under the sun that you can buy at the chemist, any treatment you can come up with, you know, natural treatments, herbal, essential oils, everything, all the stuff from the chemist. I tried it all, and it really didn't do anything. Like, and the problem, of course, is that little kids, and especially girls, like, are close. They love being close, and little girls especially love, for some reason, they touch heads a lot. Even just sitting side by side at their desk at school, their heads are touching. They're like, oh, you're my best friend, and they're touching their heads, and it's like, you've got it. So even, I don't really think any of the treatments work. The lice have evolved with the treatments that we've developed over the years, and they're getting more and more resistant to it, and that the resistance is futile sign. That's I'm trying to see how long you can go for without scratching your head while I'm discussing this topic. So yeah, anyway, basically from halfway through about grade 2 right through to probably a third of the way into year 7, maybe halfway into year 7, lice was a constant part of my life and my daughter's life. It was something we just had to keep on top of all the time. We could not eradicate it. You know, maybe the school system fails a bit in that, you know, if it like, hey, we have a outbreak, how about everyone have a day off, everyone gets their hair treated. But you can't really enforce anything like that. You can't force people to do that. So maybe that's why they never bothered doing things like that. So basically, the only thing we found worked was 2 to 3 times a week we would just comb the hair out, and that would involve putting lots and lots of conditioner in her hair and combing out. And I've trialed quite a lot of combs, and I found 2 that were the most effective. So I'm going to share those with you because this is what I came across when I was looking in my boxes today. First up was this excellent white comb, which is a great one for inspecting, because if you're really not sure if there's live lice in the hair, the white comb was fantastic for, you just fill the head up, fill them up full of conditioner, grab the white comb, you have some wider spaced prongs and closer ones, and you would just comb through the conditioner, and the white made the lice stand out really well. Like, I was so happy I found this white one. A lot of the ones before that were darker colours, and it was a bit harder. So if you want to inspect, you can do it with your eyes. Sometimes you might miss stuff, so a white comb is fantastic for that. And it was fantastic for getting the adults out as well. But it would not get the eggs out, and that's where the problem is. If you're not getting the eggs out, the eggs are going to keep on hatching. The conditioner in the hair just sort of temporarily paralyzes the lice. It's too sticky for them. They don't have the strength to really move. Here we go. I'm getting itchy now. They don't have the strength to move. So the lice just the conditioner makes them just go, I'm stuck, and it makes it easier for you then to comb, and they're not escaping. So that will help you find if you have lice or not, if you're not sure after an inspection. If you are sure after inspection, this was still really good for getting those live lice out, and you could see the reduction in numbers as you worked. But we also had this metal comb. So there's lots of metal combs out there on the market, and I tried them all, and most of them have smooth shafts, prongs. But this one here, you can probably just see the light capturing. It actually has grooves in it, and this is the only comb I will recommend for getting nits off the hair shafts, because those grooves really helped kind of harvest them, is the only thing I could say. Whereas the combs that were just smooth pronged, and often they actually weren't even close enough together, they just didn't cut it. So when I found this at the local chemist, I thought, oh, maybe this one will work, and yes, it worked. So overall though, I had to do this 2 to 3 times a week for years and years, like 2 times minimum, because they just kept reinfesting. There's nothing I could do to stop that. None of the chemical treatments work. So the only thing that works is constant removal, which means a really big reduction in numbers. I have found these online. I don't know. This was from a hairdresser local to us who specialises in doing lice treatments and stuff. So when parents are really sick of doing it themselves, they can go to this hairdresser and get their kids done, and it just gives you a break from it. And they sold these white combs. I have actually found these. I don't know if they still sell them, but that's only handy for me because I'm local. So I found a couple of these on Amazon. So you can look up white comb, white head lice comb, and Amazon is the top, one of the top results there, and it's like a pack of 2 for a few bucks. So grab them. And finding these grooved combs, this was from our local pharmacy, and it's called Knit Free brand, and I found there's packs of 3 available on eBay. I don't know about eBay Australia, but if you want the links to any of those, I'm happy to send them to you. If you just send me a message and I'll get those links to you if you can't be bothered looking them up yourself. Anyway, hope that was helpful for you. Just a recap. Number 1, chemical treatments do not work. The lice are resistant. Number 2, buy big bulk bottles of conditioner and make that part of your weekly routine a couple of times a week, along with these combs and in the conditioner in the hair. It's the only way to keep on top of the lice infestation. Anyway, I hope that has been helpful to you, and if you think it's helpful to anyone else, please feel free to share this video. I will be grateful for that. Let me know in the comments below how many times you scratched your head while I talked about this. I think I did it just once, but I can feel it again. No, I need to do it again. There we go. There are 2 times for me. How many for you? Anyway, have a great Monday. Moonyay, Moonyay, and I'll talk to you again tomorrow. Love.